Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And very good morning to good evening kepada semua hadirin yang dapat hadir ke program School of Islamic Thought dia yang kita akan bawa tema tentang comparative religion dan kita akan bincangkan tajuk yang amat menarik sekali dan berkenaan dengan isu-isu yang sekarang hangatlah di masa ini. So tajuknya lah New Age Movement dan insya-Allah kita akan menjemput saudari Syuqairah Danisyah membentang untuk malam ini. Saya mempersilakan Sis Syuk.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. First, I would like to express my gratitude to every one of you that comes tonight, especially that come far from PJ. Okay, before we start, I want you to open your Facebook now and type School of Islamic Thought. Can you do that? Because I actually have provide notes for you, so you may do so. First open and then like, and then turn on notification, and then on the first post, you can see I put link Google Drive. So you click that link, you can access my notes. It's a presentation. Alright. On the first post, the second about this program, I mean maybe the second post. On the picture, yeah, you should. Okay, you got it? Okay, everyone? Okay. So I think we can start if everyone have accessed the notes. Okay? You can download and send to anybody that cannot access the Facebook. Okay, we will start. So firstly, before we start, usually people will put a reference at the end of the research or presentation, but I want to put it in front as a disclaimer because I actually have no authority to talk about this topic. So I put my primer source on this topic, which is firstly, I most referred to my lecturer in Department of Usuluddin, which is Associate Professor Dr. Wan. Secondly, my Ustaz Razif Muhammad Fuad from Pejabat Mufti Wilayah, where actually I went to a course, like seminar named about New Age from the Islamic perspective, and also Ustaz Muhammad Noor Darus. So this is my primary resources for this research, and the rest is my own reading, my own research, some theses and so on. Okay, so we will start this topic because I think it is important for us to know the keyword that you will found in this topic, the New Age movement. So you can go to the notes about keyword, where actually I've listed, I think, more than 20 important keyword that you may find and you will find in the discussion of New Age movement. First is theosophy. I will give the definition on theosophy, and then Gnosticism, occult, pantheism, monism, esotericism, spiritualism, potential, reincarnation, age of Aquarius, energy, universe, new thought, and the rest you can read lah. I think one of important keyword that I want to highlight is oversoul. So oversoul is In Arabic, we call it akal kulli. In philosophy, you will, I think maybe in Islamic philosophy, you will find term like akal kulli, which is the relationship of all things. I mean, like, they understand that everything in our realm, nature or human, there is something that connects us, which is they call it as akal kulli or oversoul. In English, they call it oversoul. So, yeah. And then you can borrow the energy from others and you can transmit to other things. It's like energy. In modern world, they call it also monad. Can you hear my voice? Like here, all right. Okay, sorry. I try to raise my voice. Okay, so before we start very deep on it, we have, I think we can, I have to give definition first of what New Age movement is. So this definition actually, because they don't have any specific, like what is new, what is age, because I think I don't have to define one term, because the emergence of New Age also is like very vague. They don't have any specific founder or anything. So I will explain more on that, but tak ganggu ke? Hello. Test. Okay. So according to Gordon Melton, New Age is a movement that spread through occult. Do you know occult? Occult is, we call it in Malay sihir or witchcraft maybe. The practice of witchcraft and metaphysical religious communities between 17th and 80s. So what is new in New Age? So I will explain to you. Before that, we go to John Naisbitt's definition, that they agree that New Age has its roots in the human potential movement, and that it has to do with a complex awareness of the oneness of creation. You see that? So they propagate the idea of the oneness of creation, like everything is actually from one single source. So the oneness of creation, the idea, I can say the idea of pantheism, and the limitless potential of humanity. Like they usually propagate the idea that we have limitless potential. You can do whatever you do. Yeah. So also the possibility of transforming the self and today's world into a better one. And many of their beliefs actually they adopt from the East beliefs, especially in reincarnation. But they believe in reincarnation, but they have slightly different understanding on what is reincarnation. There is a strong sense that humanity partakes of the divine. And then we go to Russell Chandler definition. It's a modern revival of ancient religious tradition along with potpourri of influences, which is Eastern mysticism, modern philosophy, psychology, science and science fiction, and the counterculture of 50s and 60s. So I will explain on this one. He said that it's a modern revival of ancient religious tradition. So when I look into their basic ideas of New Age movement, basically they are not new at all. Like they claim to be new, but what they hold on or believe is actually the ancient, very ancient belief. We can trace most of them. Some of the scholars theorize they are from the Mesopotamian, the Babylon time, where that is the time where most of them practice occult. So, but they mix their understanding or their belief with modern philosophy. There is, I read some texts, they even, I don't know he or she, but she theorized that New Age is a counterfeit or a response to the modern philosophy. Like they are a response to the modernity also. Yeah. And then psychology, some important figure like Carl Jung, science and also science fiction. Okay. The problem about this, why most scholars have difficulty to actually define New Age, because firstly, there is no central administration in New Age. Like they don't have headquarters or like headquarters lah, I think, where they operate like for example, we have in Islam we have masjid, in Christianity we have church. That we know there is where they do their worship, or we know that is center for the religion. But in New Age, they have no central administration as far as I know, and they are very universal to all aspects of human life. And actually, these first three point was defined by Haifa, can't remember her name, and I think she's an Arab. She defined this in her book Haifa binti Nasir al-Rashid. So she said that it's a neo-Batiniyah movement that hold on to a secret in almost all of its practices. Like in Muslim world, we know that Batiniyah is a mystical type and mystical part that associate themselves with Islam. So this one, she call it as neo, mean the new Batiniyah movement, which particularly not really new. Okay, and then universal movement derived and combined from various religious philosophy and spiritual elements, especially Hindu, Buddha, Kabbalah. Kabbalah is Jewish mysticism, Greek philosophy, and also ancient Egypt. Yep. And then, so if you want to define New Age, you have to go to the first idea, or like who are the one that initiate this idea or coin the term New Age. I don't know if she's the one that coined it, but usually if you talk about New Age, you will find this woman associated with the one that inspired New Age to spread, which is a Theosophical Society, or the idea of Theosophy. Some say Theosophy is a religion also, but it's more to philosophy. Yeah. Thank you. So we will define Theosophy. You can see from I put in my notes. Is actually Theosophy is a occult movement originated in the 19th century, with root that can be traced to ancient Gnosticism and Neoplatonism. So Neoplatonism, basically you will familiar with Plotinus. The term Theosophy itself is from Theo and Sophie. Theo means God, Sophia or Sophie means wisdom. So basically, they claim that they have the wisdom of God. So that's why it's Theosophy, or divine wisdom. And also, the other definition of Theosophy will be any of a number of philosophy maintaining that a knowledge of God may be achieved through spiritual ecstasy, direct intuition, or special individual relation, especially the relation. So this movement basically founded in 1875 by Helena Petrovna Blavatsky. She's a Russian, but she settled down in, I don't know, but I can't remember she. And her friend Henry Steele Olcott. So these two figures that actually responsible in establishing the Theosophical Society. They actually have their own. This one, Theosophy, is a well-established religion because they have their own church. I can say like their own worshipping place. And then with she has some okay, never mind. I think we can skip on that. So, and then we go to the origin and history of New Age. So, I think Helena Blavatsky is the one who actually coined the term New Age, or she announced the coming of New Age where she believed is an evolution of the human race. She predicted that there will be a teacher that they call it as Ascended Master of the Great White Brotherhood. Really long, like panjang nama. Ascended Master of the Great White Brotherhood, I will explain later. But basically, she learned from, I don't know, as far as I know, she traveled to India to learn spiritual, I think, in India. And then she come back to start the Theosophical Society. From there, because New Age come later in the 19th century, it's I think 20th century, like 1960 and so on. But she started Theosophical Society around 1831. Yeah, it's quite far actually, but she started. And okay, the Ascended Masters of the Great White Brotherhood, you can Google the picture of Ascended Master. Who is the Ascended Master? They call it as guru, we call it, or teacher. They actually, they die already, but they claim that their soul, they reach enlightenment. So this group of teachers, they come again to the world and guide people to reach enlightenment also, which is very familiar with the Buddha concept of bodhisattva. Yeah, because in Buddha they have two mainstream idea. Buddha means person, or Buddha means you reach the state of enlightenment. So everyone can become Buddha in Buddhist belief. So basically, Ascended Masters of the Great White Brotherhood, if you want to search, there's some important figures like Jesus. Who else inside? Very prominent person or figures in entire humanity that they claim that they come again to the world and guide human. So that is why they said as Ascended Master of Great White Brotherhood. Like white here means white magic. They said it's a contradict to black magic, but still magic. And then we can understand Ascended Masters as those who have made the ascension from our humanity, and third, and help individuals or group of individuals to make the ascension also. Means like they want to help people to become like them, enlightened. And then yeah, so this one you can see in Law of Life. And then I will go. I hope you can get some ideas about the history, because I didn't finish yet this one. Sorry. So Annie Besant, one of her followers, I mean like her student I think, or followers, she predicted the coming of a Messiah or a world savior who she believed was the Indian teacher Jiddu Krishnamurti. You can Google this guy, Jiddu Krishnamurti, becoming the next Messiah, but apparently it doesn't happen that way. So yeah, one of the important characteristics that you can find in New Age, they like to predict. They predict the coming of something else. Like even 2012 also, they predicted the end of the world, because they thought that the Mayan calendar was right, but it doesn't happen. So because they hold on to horoscope, or I can say astrology. And then the arrival of the New Age will initiate a heightened spiritual consciousness, accompanied by social and performance transformation, as demonstrate to eradicate hunger, sickness, poverty, racism, and war. I can say that one of their initial idea, actually, they believe that the modern like we know in postmodernism also already, right? The modern world is like it's a bad, or like it's a dark ages for them. That is why they announce the coming of the new thing. That is why they highlight they wanted to heighten the spiritual consciousness, because they believe that in modernity people lost their spiritual aspect, like they become very dry and they don't have spiritual consciousness, and that is why they wanted to revive back the spiritual part. That they believe this is because they believe that the absence of spiritual that actually cause a lot of hunger, sickness, poverty, racism, sexism and war. So that is why they believe that by reviving back our spiritual, we can eradicate all of the problem like hunger, war, because we have spiritual consciousness. Yeah, spiritual consciousness, okay. And then this one is from Penteos. And then the unifying, the second, that one is the first one. The second one, that every individual can get a foretaste of the enlightenment through personal growth, transformation, healing and growth. So they really emphasize on personal growth, like growing ourselves, finding ourselves, to heal and to grow yourself. So basically, it's a good idea actually, but we can take a good part on that. But there is actually a bigger part that actually not really compatible with our belief. And then New Age will be distinguished by their occult practices like psychic readings. You know psychic readings, like they can read your mind, tarot cards. You can find in Kinokuniya a lot. Yoga, meditation strategies, and also astrology. So that's their basic, I can say, history. And some of the important elements that involve in New Age is the idea of the age of Aquarius. So why this New Age is associated with the age of Aquarius? Because before Aquarius is what age? What is the wait, I forgot. Pisces. Pisces is a zodiac before Aquarius. So Pisces is a symbol of fish, and the Aquarius is a symbol of a man throwing a water from a, what we call it, that thing, from a jar. Okay, jar. So they associate with the coming of the age of Aquarius, where they believe that a coming of a new era or new age that will bring a new spirit or like new world for them. And that is why, and also the consciousness expansion. So that is why they associate with the age of Aquarius, one of their belief in astrology. But yeah, and also the element of Eastern religious belief, specifically in Zen Buddhism. Where they believe in yoga, and they practice yoga, but they believe also in karma, reincarnation, and also self-realization and transcendental meditation, which is they are the sources in Hindu and Buddha in their concept of oneness. And also occultism, as I mentioned, they practice occult means belief or study of the action and influence of supernatural or supernormal powers. Like you study, they actually have a conversation with the dead people. They can talk with the dead people and so on. And Ouija board, tarot cards, and also witchcraft. Most of them, they will concern on the power of minds, reliance on ancient cosmology, concern with energies. A lot of their idea will relate on the vibration or energy that they think they said that everything in this world they have energy, like positive energy, negative energy. If you think positive, positive thing will come. If you think negative, negative thing will come, which actually it doesn't work that way. Yeah, so that's how. And also they have the therapeutic concept of salvation that emphasizes on physical and mental healing. For them, salvation for them is when you heal your physical and mental. So I put my my reference there, Catherine Albanese. You can search. And the fundamental ideas of New Age, as I said before, is a heightened spiritual consciousness, and they hold onto the idea of pantheism. Not only pantheism, but usually when something that we associate, or like group of people that we associate with pantheism means at the same time they also monism. Monism is the lawan apa lawan? Lawan. Contradict. Is the opposite of dualism. Dualism means you believe in the duality, means a dual existence, but monism means that there is only one existence. There is, and also you will associate with pantheism. Pantheism is the united or unification of creation. You and God is one, like that. Yeah, so that is why the main idea of New Age is the idea of pantheism. I found also some writings wrote that they declare this belief to the oneness of God, like, because usually they disregard the idea that God is a separate being from humans. So for them, it's actually one being. That we and God is the same thing. And also correspondence. Correspondence is idea that related to astrology, which is about the stars. They believe that whatever happened in the star will correspond with whatever happened on the earth. So they read the star and then they will know what will happen on the world. And then the law of attraction, which is very very common also. If you hear from their part about the acts, believe and receive. You ask, you believe, and you receive. The law of attraction. And then also the ideas of spirituality without religion. So they wanted to have to achieve high spiritual consciousness without associate themselves with any religion, because for them, because they're against the idea of dualism. But the thing is, I can say they derive their belief from religion also, from Hindu, from Buddha, the idea of reincarnation, the idea of karma, and so on. So next we look at their early development of New Age. Can be from their history also. Many of the earliest practices of the New Age embrace just such norms. Notably, the use material receiving through channeling, the practice of contacting non-human entities to gain wisdom or knowledge as a path towards self-discovery. So this is one of their practice. They call it channeling. The person that contacting them is a channeler. So the activity is channeling. They basically contact the spirit to actually give them wisdom or knowledge that they don't get in the real world. So that's how usually they started. And during the 90s, many healing approaches of the New Age movement began to coalesce into system of alternative medicine or holistic medicine, some of with much older sources like naturopathic, homeopathic medicine, which actually have a huge influence of a new age. Also, their main belief. The new agers instead look to the power of the mind, bodily energy flows, and herbal supplements as method to maintain health and recover from disease. They're basically against the modern medicine. Like we go to the hospital, we take medicine, we see the doctor operate and everything, but they don't. They believe in energy healing, some kind of that vibration that you can heal yourself through their own alternative medicine. Mentioned here, some of it is homeopathic and so on, and the herbal supplements and the power of mind to actually recover treat you from any of your diseases. And then this is the interesting part of New Age actually, because they don't spread through institutional growth or face-to-face missionary. Like they don't go to you propagate their New Age ideas, or they don't have any institution to actually establish their belief, but they go to books. So that's the interesting part about New Age. They will sell their books, and also they will sell their periodicals, like their own prediction and so on. So I would, along the way, you will see the next slide, you will see one of their books. This is just an example. You can find a lot more. And also they introduce the channeling, like they teach you actually how to do it. And then I think you can get some idea of the channeling part. But we will go to the next slide, which is some example of the books. I know you're familiar with the first book, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Napoleon Hill, I haven't read the book actually, but my lecturer said it's a good book. I believe so. It's a good book. It's a business book, but Napoleon Hill is one of the mastermind in New Age. Like he's a propagator of the New Age. So they usually spread their idea through business, motivational talk. Also, most of the business talk and the huge business talk usually they take some of the idea. I won't say all of the idea, but maybe some of the idea of the New Age. A New Earth by Eckhart Tolle, and also the famous book. I know you always stumble on this book, like it's everywhere. The Secret by Rhonda Byrne. They actually make a documentary on this, and they come up with another version also. The Secret, I think magic and so on. So The Secret, I read some. Do you know what is The Secret? Does she wanna try? She wanna talk about? Does anyone read the book?
It's about law of attraction.
What?
Law of attraction.
Law of attraction. So what's the secret? What is the secret that she wanna talk about?
If you think something about it so deeply that you believe in it, then you could get the things that you wish for.
Yeah. So what's that mean? Actually, she's telling one important secret, and then she put it the secret. So the greatest secret of the secret book is actually the God that you try to find is in yourself. So that's the basic idea of what is the secret. That's actually not a secret anymore because she already told the secret. And then I put some of the famous quote from them is like, thought are things, so therefore right thinking can cure your illness. So this is one of their basic idea. While I think in my very limited understanding of Islam, like it is impossible for you to have over positive thinking. It's not good at all. Like you can, like this idea is too impossible for a human. That is why at first you may find their basic idea work for you, but actually along the time you can read a lot of testimony. It's actually not, because this kind of idea like thought are things, or I can share you with some of the what actually the good, the correct understanding on positive thought over positive thought. Because if you can see a lot of Quran verses in the Quran, of course, that even the Prophet also he feels sad, very very sad, until the point that his eye also blind. That we cannot even imagine how sad the Prophet, normal person that Allah live his status in the world to become a prophet, but also suffer. That actually we can understand that there is no way for us to remain positive thought all the time, because it is completely normal to have a sad moment in our life. Because I found that this idea of positive thought or thought are things, when you have a right thinking, you can cure your illness. You are becoming yourself some attribute of God. Can I say that? Like you are forcing God to, like the idea of the secret. You ask, the law of attraction itself, they started with you ask, like you can ask anything. You believe that you will get that thing, and lastly you will get that thing. This formula won't work in our religion, because, or in our understanding, in a normal people understanding, because you can ask, but we can say in Islam is doa. You can ask, but also we can believe, but it doesn't mean that we will get that thing. Because for me, it's like you are forcing God to follow your desire. Like you ask, I want this to be happen. I don't want to rain today. You ask, I don't want to rain today, but it rain also. So this idea, a lot of attraction is for me, is quite dangerous, actually. And I would say a lot of people also try to, the the Quranic law of attraction and so on is not Islamic at all. There is no such thing, Quranic law of attraction, because the idea of the law of attraction itself is not true. It's not valid. So you are forcing the destiny to follow, because they believe that the universe will follow your desire, whatever you want. The idea like the universe will work everything for you. I mean, like, keep believing. I quote some of their understanding. You are beyond potential. You don't have limit. You are limitless. You can achieve everything you want. It sounds good and nice in our ears, but actually, it can be dangerous if you are too immersed in that thing. Because we know our human potential is, we have limits. We don't have limitless potential. When you have limitless potential, what are you? You are God. So basically, that's the idea. I put some of the example of other material also. Jen Roberts, you can Google her video YouTube. She actually get trance, or I can say in Malay menurun. Something, she has a spirit named Seth. She put a prophet name Seth. You can see some of her videos about the Seth material, Seth speak, conversation with Seth. They record a video of her trance, or being influenced with the spirit, where she changed her voice and she begins to speak and write books. So that is where actually she get the idea that she wrote a lot of books, and I think a lot of other material also. It's like imla. She imla from the spirit. She transcribed from the spirit that she wrote a book on this, so you can know where the idea comes from. And then the basic belief, we are almost at the end actually, just one slide left. The basic belief of New Age, the belief in contacting the spiritual world and receiving spiritual truth. I said before, this practice they call it as channeling. I just repeating the point. And also the human potential movement, they also, for them, people must experience spiritual healing and growth in order to remedy and unleash their full potential and meaningful life. If you go, I want to give some example because I love to go to Kinokuniya. There is one session in Kinokuniya named New Age, like 2 huge rack of book. That actually you will get all the New Age book, from the astral projection, tarot cards, everything you can get. But actually